The amount of drug abusers in America is inevitable. Let me ask you a few questions. Do you want teachers that are with your children high on drugs at work? Don't you even think about how it endangers your child's life? Do you want people that are serving you food to not even know what they're doing or where they're at? Does it not even make you worry about what you're eating? Some may say that drugs don't measure your performance, but I completely disagree. If you are high on drugs, can you really focus on what is needed of you? Today I want to show you why random drug testing is for the good and the statistics can prove it. I want to persuade you that drug testing can make a difference in the world among us. Police enforcement carry weapons. If they are high, then it puts everyone at risk. A factual example would be President Reagan quickly ordered tests for federal job applicants and employees who carried guns or held sensitive positions. And in 1988, Congress passed the Drug-Free Workplace Act, which required recipients of any government money to maintain a drug-free workplace. What seems logical here would be safety for yourself or safety for them. It may be hard to believe that employees who carry guns or are held in sensitive positions all around you could possibly fail a drug test if presented. How safe does that make you feel? A statistic would be since Boston police started annual drug testing in 1999, 75 officers have failed the tests, and 26 of them flunked a second test and were fired. People, this is a fact. This is proof that even police enforcement is failing their drug tests. Does that seem okay to you? Is it okay that people packing guns are doing illegal things? The police force are supposed to help the citizens, but they aren't able to follow the same laws that we do. How is that acceptable? Another factual example is the department's drug testing policy is under scrutiny after reports that the alleged ringleader in a corruption case tested positive for cocaine in 1999, yet kept his job under the rules that call only for suspensions and treatment even for positive tests for drugs such as cocaine and heroin. This would be a prime example of a top-ranked position testing positive for cocaine. Not only is this not fair, but having someone that is supposed to protect us being high on cocaine, cocaine is a drug that produces hallucinations. Does that even sound safe? As a citizen, you should never have to worry about the stability of people around you. So, do you think that drugs only exist in cities? Even if you mostly hear about it in the city, it affects the rural areas too. Probably more than you can even imagine. I know this personally because I was raised in a home with 2 drug addicts. It went unseen for about a year and a half, and then they were busted. If there were random drug tests in the workplace, I feel strongly that it could have been prevented. If they would have been fired, we wouldn't have had an income, and then they wouldn't have had a choice but to be clean so they could have a job. Drugs don't only affect the users, they affect children too. I have an 11-year-old brother whom my sister and I have cared for almost 7 years. He has relied on us for basically everything, even being his mother's. If they would have been drug tested, as in my parents, he could have had parents of his own, and our life wouldn't be the way it is now. Everyone needs to realize that drug testing isn't to get people caught, it's to help them and the people that are around them. Now think about it. An older boy with a drug addict father. This comes into play because my younger brother, who is only a year behind me, doesn't focus on school much and doesn't even plan to go to college. He hasn't had a father figure for multiple years because our dad has been gone into prison because of drug trafficking and using. This could have also been prevented if there would have been random drug testing where he worked. When getting an education, there should be no door left unopened. If you're going to teach our children, you should also have to be drug tested, said one parent. Parents want their children to have a clean teacher because drug addicts are very impressionable, and depending on their age, they shouldn't even know what drugs are. If a teacher is on drugs, they aren't in their right mind. If that's true, then they aren't watching the children carefully, so they aren't safe. When students are sent to school, they are under the impression that they will be greatly taken care of and no harm will be done. How can school officials ensure safety if their teachers are using drugs? At school, every student should be able to learn things to the best of their ability and given every opportunity out there. Drug affects everyone's performance. Therefore, the teacher will not be able to teach everything that they should. This would be limiting what the children are learning, which isn't fair. If you want the best for your students, please be for random drug testing. In closing, I urge you to please take a stand and help get random drug testing implemented in every workplace possible. It would always be in the best interest of citizens and would help the drug addicts too. Take a moment and think about your safety, your education, and your stability. Do you want that to be jeopardized by a worker being on drugs?